Welcome back to Notes on the Margins. I'm Dr. Karen McGregor. We are still working through Dr. Katy Milkman's How to Change, and today is a very special day, not just because I'm wearing the sweater for my headshot, but because we've made it all the way to Chapter 7. Today we are pulling together a set of related ideas from How to Change and a companion rabbit hole I went down into Atul Gawande's Checklist Manifesto. The core idea is simple but powerful. When something works, copy it. When a path works, make it visible. When a process is complex, checklist it. Let's go. Milkman recommends to people who want to change a powerful shortcut that she calls copy and paste success. Instead of inventing a path from scratch, people often change more successfully when they can see the steps that others took and follow them. She brings in some classic social conformity research to ground this, showing that people look at others to decide what to do, especially in uncertain environments. For example, if all the people in a lecture hall started clapping, other people would join in. If people stand up and leave, others begin to follow. This type of behavior signals correctness. We decode what to do by watching what others do. But how to do this and what to pay attention to is not always obvious to students. Milkman often suggests to students who are struggling, have you talked to one of your classmates about the strategies that they are using? She informally clues them into the path to look for. Because if you can see the path someone took, the steps, the sequence, the checkpoints, you're far more likely to follow through. So basically, when successful behavior is visible, it becomes repeatable. Milkman points to checklist as a way to copy proven path, which led me straight into the Checklist Manifesto by Atul Gawande. Okay, so now it is time to go down the rabbit hole with me. Please feel free to check out this book listed below. I liked it and may go more in depth in a separate book series. Gawande shows that checklists dramatically reduce error, not because professionals lack knowledge, but because modern systems are too complex to hold fully in working memory. Gawande is a surgeon, so some of the examples were gleaned from the medical profession. For example, ICU infection prevention protocols, and how checklists have improved outcomes for hypothermia victims. These examples go beyond medicine as well. For example, aviation pre-flight checklists, skyscraper construction sequencing, and disaster response coordination. All of these processes are safer and more effective because of the common use of checklists in these areas. In his book, Gawande demonstrates that checklists help when operating in complex systems. And guess what? Higher education is absolutely a complex system. Students are constantly trying to decode how to be successful, often without a rule book. And first-generation students especially run into what we might call the hidden curriculum, expectations that experienced students absorb socially, but newcomers never see written down. Here's a higher ed example. Across higher education, we strongly encourage students to reach out to faculty early because faculty relationships build support networks and persistence. But here's the reality. Even if you're the most relaxed, kind, approachable professor in the world, you still intimidate someone, especially a first-gen or returning adult learner. So I worked to build campaigns that don't just say, reach out to faculty, but to give students templates, actual starter emails, what to say, how to introduce yourself, why it matters, and when to send it. These playbooks walk them through the why and the how. That's a copy and paste success design. We're not lowering the standards, we're removing invisible barriers. There's also an accountability and equity angle here that really fires me up. When we give students a checklist of what should be covered in an advising appointment, especially for a probation or high-risk student, they can ensure that critical topics are discussed. That improves consistency from advisor to advisor, and it reduces variation in student support. Best of all, it gives students agency and confidence in these hard conversations. Students struggle when the path is hidden, but we have the power to make it visible. Figuring out how the system works should not be the learning outcome. Learning should be the learning outcome. Decoding the system is our job so that students who haven't historically had access to it can still thrive here. So I have a margin question for you all. What's one hidden rule in higher education that we could make more visible for students? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to build a list from your lists, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next margin note.